Yes, you can likely expect Oklahoma at Michigan to be a noon kickoff. This is in keeping with what we come to expect and know about the biggest games that are broadcast on Fox and just what this game can mean for the national conversation. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, answer the question in the comments below. How do you feel about Fox announcing three biggest games on its network this season? All three are going to shape the national conversation around the national championship game, and I couldn't be more excited about them. Yes, disclaimer, if you're new to the show, I am the national college football analyst at Fox Sports. I also don't make any programming decisions. I get to write about college football, talk about college football for a living. And yeah, my employer puts these games on that are huge, generally speaking, around 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And before I got to this gig and I was looking into just how television programming works for college football, didn't quite get why Oklahoma was always seeming to play at 11 a.m. when it was part of the Big 12. One of the big reasons that many fans were excited about Oklahoma moving to the SEC, mean that you're moving to the 2:30 window or even the 7 p.m. window. It's no secret. Nobody really enjoys tailgating for a game that kicks off at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, or for that matter, noon Eastern Time on the East Coast, right? Ohio State, Michigan been doing this for as long as, well, longer now than Oklahoma and what was Texas doing that, right? And if you are the big game on the network, this is the slot that you get. Now, there are a couple of things that need to go into focus here, right? And I want to get to them, but I also want to start by doing this. When Big Noon came into the fold as a pregame show at Fox, it was already behind College Game Day, right? College Game Day, which led up into the 7 o'clock window, which ESPN has done. ABC's done a really great job with programming a game that we all want to watch and see. And you're not likely to want to program a game up against that, right? CBS basically hit the lotto, paying what amounted to pittance for the SEC to put it on at 2:30 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time, 3:30 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And you weren't really going to go head up with that, especially between 2008 to about, well, now, basically, because Alabama, LSU, Georgia, all these teams were playing during those windows, and that's when most people wanted to see. The 11 a.m. game was really just kind of warming everybody up. It wasn't really a game that most people were that interested in, right? Clemson, Wake Forest ain't really moving the needle for people, right? Let's say North Carolina versus Vanderbilt ain't really moving the needle for people. But if you put Ohio State, Michigan at 11 a.m., where it's traditionally been, by the way, or you put Oklahoma versus Michigan, or last year, Texas versus Ohio State in that window, people are going to show up and watch it. And it's a natural lead in from the pregame show to the biggest game on the network for that day at a slot when nobody else is fighting you for that space. Fox has its big game at noon Eastern Standard Time. The SEC, generally speaking, would have its game 2:30, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then you have your bigger games kicking 6, 7, 6:45, 7 o'clock, thereabouts, right? And we all know how that goes. This is one of the reasons people really want to open up the Sports Broadcasting Act, because having all of these games compete against each other and for these windows, you could say is not great for fan experience. I would disagree. I enjoy rolling out of bed and watching an 11 a.m. kick like most people do, even when I'm on the road doing this job. But getting to Oklahoma, Michigan, yeah, everybody's going to show up and watch that game, and that's why it's there. But I think this game in particular is about the Big Ten versus the SEC. And I wrote about this at Fox. As a matter of fact, at a time when the Big Ten, well, its hold on the sport has never felt tighter, and the SEC's grasping at what it means to be second best in the sport, a Michigan win might actually do wonders for the reputation, not just of the Wolverines, but for, the Big Ten overall, but not as much as an Oklahoma win would be intergalactic, because Oklahoma has never lost to Michigan. Now, they played just twice, right? Once in the Orange Bowl in 1976, and then last year. Brent Venables has also never lost to a Big Ten team. Remember, Lincoln Riley won the first bout against Nebraska, and Brent Venables won the second bout against Nebraska. Nebraska, which was a Big 8 team, Big 12 team, and then a Big Ten team that's never seemed to find his footing. But the point there stands. And Oklahoma has a tremendous record against Big Ten teams. Matter of fact, no Big Ten team has a winning record against Oklahoma, not even Ohio State. That's what's at stake here when you go to Ann Arbor and you play in these confines. So we're looking at the Sooners, who have made more college football playoff appearances than Michigan, but has never won a college football playoff game. 0-5, dating back to 2015. Michigan, who ran the table in 2023, right? And got the trifecta. They beat Ohio State, they won the Big Ten championship, and they won the national championship that year. Last year, they lost this game, and the winner of this game made the college football playoff. I am willing to tell you again, the winner of this game will probably make the college football playoff. That's one reason to watch it in particular. Another one is probably going to feature at least one Heisman finalist, maybe two. Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith. And then if Bryce Underwood is as good as we think he can be, that could be another guy that's in the mix. But I got to stress this one more time. This game is more about the Big Ten versus the SEC. The Big Ten has won 3 consecutive national championships. It has seen its Big Ten champion featured in every single college football playoff dating back to 2019. It has also seen a semifinalist from the Big Ten championship game make this thing in each of the last 7 years. It's wild to think about, because it's Ohio State, it's Michigan, it's Oregon, it's Indiana. And Indiana, holding the Thanos gauntlet with all the stones, 16-0 last year. I got him ranked number 1 in my top 25. We'll do that in another segment. But I wanted to get out here and talk about this because I know how much the 11 a.m. kickoff is contentious in and about Oklahoma. And you can do some more research even on this channel about why that is. And I hope I gave you a good explanation as to why. You don't have to like it, but I always enjoyed knowing the reasoning why these things matter. And being the big game on the network has always paid dividends for the program and the school. You can't always get people to see it that way because they believe that more often than not, it's about them, right, in that moment. And I get that, right? There are coaches that hate playing 11 a.m. because it messes up your whole Friday into your whole Saturday, and you got players thinking about it differently. But as it becomes regular, right, and they don't know any different, and many of them don't, it will just become a part of it. And it's something you get to plan for. And it's not as if you're going overseas, right? Like that game in Dublin has always been kind of squirrely to me because I never thought that was the one that's worth squeeze because the jet lag and the travel and then whatever your schedule is going to look like after the fact. So I wanted to do this right quick, talk about it as Fox announced its 3 big games and see what you think about, well, probably watching a big noon game come September 12th.